Chapter 2, Shadows of Betrayal. Trice Koon stood in the hangar bay, the remnants of battle strewn around him. The bodies of fallen clones and Jedi alike marked the ground, a grim testament to the chaos that Order 66 had unleashed. The distant roar of Jaon's starfighter faded into the night, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. The Force hummed with tension, guiding Trice's movements as he slipped through the temple's hidden passages. He had to regroup with any surviving Jedi, to warn them and plan their next move. The betrayal was swift, but the will of the Jedi was strong. They would find a way to endure. In a secluded chamber deep within the temple, Trice found a small group of Jedi huddled together. Among them were Masters Shark Ti and Cian Dralig, as well as a handful of Padawans and Knights. Relief washed over their faces as Trice entered the room. "Master Koon, thank the Force you're alive," Shark Ti said, her calm demeanor a stark contrast to the chaos outside. "We've lost so many. The clones, they turned on us without warning." Trice nodded, his expression grave. General Kenobi confirmed it. "The Chancellor is the Sith Lord we've been searching for. He executed Order 66 to wipe us out. We must find a way to survive this purge." Cian Dralig, the Temple's Chief of Security, stepped forward. "The archives hold vital information that we cannot let fall into enemy hands. We need to secure them and ensure our knowledge isn't lost." As they planned their next steps, the Force alerted Trice to an impending threat. The sound of approaching footsteps echoed through the halls, the distinctive clatter of armored boots. The clones had found them. "Prepare yourselves," Trice warned, igniting his lightsaber once more. The other Jedi followed suit, forming a defensive perimeter around the chamber. The door burst open, and a squad of clone troopers stormed in, blasters at the ready. The ensuing battle was fierce. Trice's green blade wove through the air, deflecting bolts and cutting down troopers with precision. Beside him, Shark Ti and Cian Dralig fought valiantly, their sabers a blur of blue and green. The Padawans, though less experienced, held their ground, their fear overcome by determination. Despite their efforts, the clones pressed on, their numbers overwhelming. One by one, the Jedi fell, their sacrifices buying precious moments for the survivors. Trice felt a pang of sorrow with each loss, but he knew he couldn't afford to dwell on it. They had to keep moving. "To the archives," Cian Dralig shouted, his voice carrying over the din of battle. The remaining Jedi retreated, falling back towards the archive chamber. Trice covered their escape, his saber a barrier against the relentless onslaught. Inside the archives, the Jedi sealed the doors, a temporary respite from the relentless assault. The room was filled with rows of holocrons and ancient texts, the accumulated knowledge of generations. Trice knew they couldn't stay here long.
It was only a matter of time before the clones breached the defenses. "We need to take what we can and destroy the rest," Shark Ti said, her voice resolute. "We cannot let this knowledge fall into the hands of the Sith." Trice nodded, quickly gathering holocrons and data files. As they worked, the door shook under the force of the clones' attempts to break through. Time was running out. "There's an escape tunnel beneath the archives," Sindralik said, revealing a hidden hatch in the floor. "It leads to the lower levels of Coruscant. We can use it to get out of the temple." The remaining Jedi hurried through the tunnel, the sound of the clones' efforts growing louder. As the last of them descended, Trice set the archive self-destruct sequence, ensuring that the valuable knowledge would be lost to the Sith. Emerging into the dimly lit underbelly of Coruscant, the Jedi took a moment to catch their breath. The city above was still in turmoil, but down here, in the shadows, they had a chance to regroup and plan their next move. "We must find others who survived," Shark Ti said, her determination unwavering. "The Jedi Order may have fallen, but our fight is far from over." Trice looked at his comrades, a sense of hope kindling within him. They were few, but they were not defeated. The path ahead was uncertain, but together, they would find a way to resist the darkness that had engulfed the galaxy. The Force was still with them, and as long as it was, there was still hope.